on this day, 19th of June. In the year 2004, on this day, in the casual session during the Himalayan Yatra in June 2004, after a visit to Gomukh, the origin of river Ganga, the supreme fount of Hinduism, reveals profound truths. He expands on the importance of not adding words as a frame for everything you perceive, and instead experiencing it as it is. He reveals, if this one sutra is understood, all conflicts can disappear. This powerful verse has a key for the heart, head, and soul. He reveals powerful techniques for all people. In the graceful Himalayas, he reveals anything you try even once, Himalayas helps you thousands of times. Here you can see photos from this day on the 19th of June, 2004. In the year 2005, on this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in Houston speaks on the topic of yoga, being or yoga for spirit, where he describes about the different aspects of body like Anandamaya Kosha or bliss state, inner peace, ego, enlightenment, truth, and depression.
Welcome you all, my love and respects. Today's subject is yoga for being, spirit. First day we saw yoga for body. Next day, yoga for concentration. Third day, yoga for mind. Today, yoga for spirit, being. Of course, today we are going to have one more session from 9 to 11, prescription for peace of mind. That will be the gist of all these 4 sessions and something more than that. In that, you will be listening about how we perceive things and how we process information inside our system, how we decide where we go wrong, where we miss the reality, where we miss the existence, how we miss the bliss. We'll see about that in the prescription for peace of mind. Along with Dr. Murali Krishna, I'll be presenting between 9 to 11. Now, yoga for spirit, being. As a being, the being level, you don't need any separate meditation or yoga. All our yoga or meditation is to reach that level. That's all. If you can experience that level or stay in that level, you don't need any meditation or yoga. The aim of the yoga is reaching the level of being or the spirit. First thing, what do I mean by the word being or spirit? Let's analyze. Let's analyze what do I mean by the word being. In Sanskrit, we call Atman. You can translate it in a very superficial way as consciousness. Consciousness is not equivalent or exact translation of Atman, but we have no other way. We have to use the word consciousness. Soul is much poor word. Consciousness is at least a little better than soul. So I'm using the word consciousness. Actually, being cannot be expressed by a single word. You can say what is not being and make people understand what is being. But you can't pinpoint and say what is being. Because whatever you can pinpoint is only related to mind. You can't say anything about the being because it is something beyond mind. It is something above your intellect, above your sorry. It is something beyond your logic. Again and again, our masters declare it is beyond the body, beyond the pranamaya, beyond the manomaya, beyond the vijnanamaya, the different sheets, different koshas. You have 5 bodies according to our Upanishads, are the 5 part of your being. First thing, physical body, which you are having, made out of flesh and bones, you know. Next thing, the pranic body, all the prana movement which is happening inside your system. Inhaling, exhaling, all the other prana movements in your system. Third thing, your inner chattering, that is called manomaya. Fourth thing, the deep sleep state, what they call vijnanamaya, which you experience at the time of deep sleep. Fifth thing, anandamaya, of course, which you experience very rarely when your mind is totally in peace, when your mind is totally in silence. It is very rare people experience this Anandamaya Kosha. It's like if you are continuously asking for something, for example, a sweet, particular sweet, continuously you are thinking about it. You want to have it. You are working for it. Suddenly one day you get that sweet. When you put that in your mouth, the restlessness which you had for that sweet, or continuous thinking which you had for that sweet, it disappears, it comes down. Your mind becomes a little bit calm for a few moments. That few moments you experience Anandamaya Kosha. You experience the joy which is from your being. But unfortunately, your mind starts thinking that joy is from the sweet. Then you start running behind it. You think if you create a same situation or a same atmosphere, you will be able to experience the same joy. If that is the case, continuously the sweet must give you the same joy, but it's not giving. 4 sweets, okay. 5th, it's all right. 6th, you say, I think no, too much. 7th, you try to escape from it. If it is from the sweet, it must only continue or grow. If it is from particular space or particular situation, it must continue or grow, but it is not our experience. Sometimes you go to the beach, you feel sudden peace, calmness in your mind. If you think, oh, the beach is associated with peace and calmness, try to go every day, but you start experiencing. You will sit there and start your regular worries. That's what I always tell people. It is not the outer space which decides. It is the inner space which decides. The person who can't create the inner space of bliss can never have vacation. You may try your best to change the outer place, to try to have vacation. You may try all your best, all possible way. But finally, you will end up only in the changing the place. You will never have changing the space. It's like a, understand this one example. If you are sitting in the office and worrying, it is work. If you are sitting in the house and worrying, it is homework. If you are sitting in beach and worrying, it is vacation. That's all. That's all we know. We don't know anything else. When you try to associate peace or bliss with the outer space or the outer situation, outer things, you try to repeat the same thing. But you will not have the same calmness, same joy, same peace, same ananda from that space, from that thing again and again. If you somehow learn the technique or manage to tune yourself with your being and open the Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss space, continuously you will be able to stay in that space. Continuously staying in that space is what I call Nitya Ananda, the eternal bliss. Eternal bliss. That is what I call the state of being. You exist in three levels: being, having, and doing. Some people exist only in the level of doing, workaholics. They can't relax. The moment they relax from the work, they feel that they are not needed. Even if they don't get money, they will not be able to relax from that work. Many people I have seen, they take up some social service just because they can't keep quiet. Please understand, if you take up social service or serving others just because you can't keep quiet, you will only damage the society than helping. You will be only creating more misery. Unless you are totally in tune with yourself, how do you think you can help others? You can serve others. Many times I discourage people from serving. Usually, when you take up serving, usually people take up serving others just because they can't keep quiet. The first side effect will be ego. My name should be displayed. I should be given priority. This should be my place. This is the way I'll do. First side effect of doing service just because you can't keep quiet is ego, which is more dangerous. That's a beautiful Zen saying. Even if a master kills somebody, it will do good to the person. Ordinary egoistic person, even if he serves others, it will do only disturbance to others. It is the quality of your being which decides whether you are going to do good or bad to the society, to the humanity. If you take up any service just because you can't keep quiet, just because of your workaholic attitude, be very clear, neither you will be peaceful nor others will be peaceful. I have seen many so-called social service, so people who are doing social service are social service institutions. Actually, the social service organizations are the root cause for all the troubles. They create trouble so that they will have their job. They just wait. Otherwise, they feel they are not needed. Please don't do any service just because you can't keep quiet. Let all the service be outcome of bliss and joy. Then you will never expect any other result. It's a beautiful story. Bodhidharma goes to China. There, he was received by the king of China in the border. The king is very devoted to Buddhism. He has built thousands of monasteries. He has translated all Buddhist scriptures to Chinese language, and he has done all possible things to spread Buddhism. He is standing in the border and receiving the Bodhidharma. After receiving Bodhidharma, he asks Buddha, please tell me, I have done so much of service to Buddhism. What will I get after death? What is the reward for me? Because I have done so much of service. It's a wonderful story. He says, I asked so many Buddhist monks. They told me that I will reach the seventh heaven. But I wanted to listen from you. What will I get after my death? What will be the reward for me for all this service? Bodhidharma is a very honest man. Very honest man. Straight away he says, doesn't even bother that he is a king of this country. He says, I can be sure of one thing, you will reach only seventh hell. I was totally shaken. The king was totally shaken. He said, what are you talking? I have done so much for Buddhism. How can you say that I will reach seventh hell? Bodhidharma makes a beautiful statement. If you have really done the service, the very service itself is a reward. If you have really done this out of your joy and bliss, from your being, the very service itself is a reward. You have done from your doing, just because you can't keep quiet. Your whole personality is centered on doing. Our personalities will be centered in three levels. Either it will be centered in being level, or having level, or doing level. Person who is centered in doing level, he is in hell. There's one more beautiful statement Bodhidharma makes. Don't think you will do some sins and then reach hell. You are doing sins because you are in hell. You will never hurt others. You will never be violent with others if you are happy, peaceful within yourself. You will do sinful acts. You will do wrong things because you are in hell. Very doing wrong things shows that we are in hell. Very doing right things shows that we are in heaven. Don't think you will do some sinful acts, then go to hell. You are in hell, because of that you do sinful acts. Don't think you will do some good things and then reach heaven. No. You do good things because you are in heaven. The very mood with which you do the activities, that is heaven or hell. Heaven or hell is not geographical, it is psychological. It's not geographical. Don't think you will reach somewhere. No. Bodhidharma explains beautifully. All your service, all your action is out of doing, not out of your being. Because you can't keep quiet. You have to do something. You are rajasic, restless. Just you wanted to show you are some way great. Whatever you take up, you do it in a very big way. Why do you think these so-called religious people install tall structures? It is not to show the greatness of God. It is to show the greatness of themselves. Big kings erecting tall structures. Why? It is to show that they are great. Not even God is great. I have seen in India some temples are called Birla temple. I was just shocked. Why should Birla have temple? Why should Birla have temple? It's for God we make temples. But when you erect temples just to show your greatness, the temple will be named only after you, not after God. It is out of restlessness, just to show that whatever you do it in a grand way. Whatever you do it in a big way. When you do the service just out of restlessness, out of doing, it will create only hell for others and for you. That's the first thing. Next thing, not only service, anything you do out of doing, anything you do out of restlessness will create only more confusion, more questions within yourself. I've seen many people coming and asking me, Swamiji, somehow I don't believe in my profession. How can I practice it? What am I supposed to do? I feel I am not in the right place. I feel I am misplaced. Deep misery, deep agony is their being. Then how can they do anything perfectly? How can they do anything totally? I have at least 600 American doctors as our healers. We have 2,000 healers all over the world, serving the society through 400 centers. Average 20,000 people are touched by our healers every day. This record, statistic record says every day, average 20,000 people are touched by our healers. I have more than 600 healers for American doctors. I have seen many doctors coming and asking me, Swamiji, somehow I feel I am not in the right place, or I am not doing what I feel. What can I do? How can I do? What should I do? How to go about? Understand, it is not important what you are doing. It is important how your being is. Whether you practice this profession or any other profession, if your being is not tuned with yourself, you will feel the same restlessness. Don't think by changing profession or by changing house or by changing wife, you can come out of this problem. No. Only by changing the inner space, we can come out of this problem. We can feel more in tune. The next level, people who are centered on having, is another one kind of restlessness. Continuously acquiring things but never enjoying. Continuously acquiring things but never living or enjoying them. I've seen people continuously they acquire. When you are sitting in an ordinary car, you think of SUV. When you are in SUV, you think of Mercedes. When you are in Mercedes, you think of Rolls Royce. By the time you get the Rolls Royce, you think of helicopter. Something continuously you are postponing. Continuously we run behind having, but not living, but not enjoying. The persons who are centered in the level of I, they are centered in the level of doing, just for the sake of ego. The persons who are centered on having, they are centered in the level of mind. I and mind. I is continuously doing, mind is continuously having. Continuously you try to expand your boundary. Continuously we try to change the outside things. Continuously we wanted to expand our boundary. I've seen people, if they have 5 acres, they will be standing near the boundary and try to expand the boundary little more. Suddenly, by fortune, someday if their boundaries, if they are given 500 acres, again they will be standing near the fence and try to push the boundary just few inches, just 3-4 feet. Whether it is 5 acre or 500 acre, these people are going to stay only near boundary. They are bound to be near boundary. They can't stay inside the home happily. Continuously pushing the boundary. Continuously trying to expand the boundary. This kind of personalities are based on having. They will feel happy. They will feel secure. They will feel relaxed Only when they continuously possess more and more and more things, deep feeling of insecurity, the fear is what makes you to have more greed and continuously trying to possess things. Continuously possessing things is nothing but deep insecurity feeling. If you penetrate your being a little deeply, we can understand it is nothing but feeling deeply insecure. All our possessions, the idea of possessing continuously more and more things is just because of fear, just because of feeling of insecurity. We think, let this be with us, let this be with us. You feel your boundary is more. You feel if you have more things, you will not be taken away from this world. We usually feel if we have more friends, more relatives, more things around us, we feel we are secure. We will not be taken away. There is a beautiful sloka in Mahabharata. Dharmaraja is a hero of the Mahabharata. He was questioned by a demigod. Beautiful question. Kimascharyam itap param. What is the great surprise in the planet Earth, in this universe? What's the greatest surprise which you are seeing in the universe? Dharma beautifully answers. Aganyagani bhutani gacchanti yamamandiram sesha sthiramischandi kimascharyam itap param. The running translation goes, every day we are seeing so many beings reaching the abode of Yama. Aganyagani bhutani gacchanti yamamandiram. Every day we are seeing so many beings reaching the Yama's abode, the Lord of Death's house. But even after seeing, we feel that we are going to be here eternally. We are going to be here eternally. We are going to be here forever. We never think, our being never feels that we are also going to leave. Continuously we are seeing. For a few minutes we feel, especially for doctors, after a few times, we just become insensitive to the whole concept. Or we just take it for granted. We don't think, we don't look, we don't prepare ourselves consciously for the whole life and death. We don't look the whole event. We don't look both sides. Either you try to forget yourself through greed, means expanding your boundary, or you try to forget yourself because of the fear. Of course, the fear also ends in expanding the boundary. We try to hide, we try to forget all these things by continuously expanding the boundary. Whether you stay in the level of doing or in the level of having, unless you reach the level of being, you will not be able to relax. You will not be able to experience what is really life. Actually, a person who is born blind, you can never make him understand what he is missing. Can you make him understand what he is missing? No. Same way, the person who has not experienced the ecstasy of being, the bliss of being, we can't explain to him what he is missing, what he is just not having. By not entering into the space of being, what we are missing can never be explained or expressed by words. That is the reason. Again and again and again, our rishis, our masters insist on reaching the state of being. In India, this is a basic lesson. The moment a person reaches the age of 7, the first lesson given to him is how to connect yourself into your being. How to connect yourself to your being. The first lesson taught to anybody is how to stay in your being level. The Gayatri Mantra is a straight technique to reach the being level. Of course, the Gayatri Mantra is nowhere related to any ritual, any
In the year 2009, on this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism introduced this in this interactive discourse delivered at the Second Inner Awakening program on Bidri. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism talks about being intense and physically available. He teaches that it is much easier to give enlightenment to those who are body based than those who are mind based. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism delivered yet another breakthrough message during this session. He says that working directly with the muscle memory and not with the mind is the easier way to liberation or Jivan Mukti. Here we have glimpses of the power of materialization and teleportation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on this day. Here we have glimpses of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism giving an interview. And here we have glimpses of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism addressing the presidential address, the Nithyananda Satsang. In this satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism exerts on the topic, Master can transform your home's energy.
Listen, I wanted to clarify this truth once for all. See, we have a Panchabhutas: earth, water, fire, air, and space. In earth and water, the grass elements, the earth and water, the grass elements are responsible for our health. Inside our body, the earth element and water element is responsible for physical health. Then fire and air. Inside our body, the fire and air is responsible for our mental health. Understand? The space element which is inside us, that is where all our memories are stored. Thoughts are recorded and stored in our space element. The house we live is also a space occupied in the house. Please understand. Like in a pot, the space occupied inside that pot is called Katakasha. The space covered inside the pot. Same way, the space covered by the house is called Katakasha. Knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, the constant negative thoughts and lack of integrity, inauthentic ideas, thoughts you carry in your house, you release in that Akasha, gets recorded there and stays there. So whenever you come back to the house, you catch that same sickness. Understand? That is why people are many times afraid to enter their own house. Because the moment they enter, oh God, it is like as if some old pattern is covering them like layer. They just want to get out of their house as early as possible, because the Kata Akasha is completely corrupt, impure, with all your fights and memories and whatnot. When the Kata Akasha is completely impure, whenever you go back, that impure blanket just covers you. Understand? The mind you carry is Chitta Akasha. The house you have is Kata Akasha. If the Chitta Akasha is impure, this impurity gets stored in Kata Akasha, and that makes you more impure. It becomes like a vicious circle. You put your impurity on your house, and that house puts you in more impurity. It is like a pig makes the place dirty, and dirt makes the pig more dirty. And pig and dirty, it becomes pig ben. Pig makes the place dirty first, and the dirty place makes the pig more dirty, and the more dirty pig makes the place more dirty, and more dirty place makes the pig more and more dirty, and more dirty pig makes the place more and more dirty. This is the vicious circle. How to break it? Somewhere you have to break. Two ways you can break. One, your Chitakasha. Bring that to an enlightened master who is Mahakasha. Understand? Mahakasha means the pure space, complete completion. Please listen. Master is Mahakasha. If you bring your Chitakasha, means your inner space, and have one initiation, what happens in your Chitakasha, you know that. Understand? Cleaning up your Chitakasha. This is one way you can break that vicious cycle. Sometime, even if you clean up your Chitakasha, the moment you enter into your Katakasha house, the blanket is so thick, it just envelops you. You are back to square one. So making the Mahakasha enter into your Katakasha itself means literally giving energy darshan to your whole house. Blasting. Breaking the vicious circle, that vicious cycle from both sides. Clean up the Katakasha and clean up the Chidakasha at a time. And start the new possibility. You be in high energy, so the house stores the high energy, and that high energy makes you more high. The more high, you release more high energy. The more high energy makes you more and more high. The more and more high makes the house more and more high. Breaking the vicious cycle and putting you into the virtuous cycle is what is house visit or receiving the Pada Puja in that space. So be very clear. Breaking this vicious cycle of impurity in Chitta Akasha impacting the Kata Akasha from both sides is the purpose, context, reason why an enlightened being, an incarnation is brought to the house. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone
On this day, during the morning presidential address to Nityananda Satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiates everyone into the powerful Dhyana mantra. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also says to the delegates, on remembering of this mantra, you will be powerful all the time.
நிமிர்ந்து அமருங்கள். இப்போ இந்த மந்திரத்தை உங்களுடைய தசை நினைவு, மசில் மெமரி, உயிர் நினைவு, பயோ மெமரி இரண்டிற்குள்ளும் செலுத்தப் போகிறேன். இந்த மந்திரம் உங்கள் உயிர் உணர்விற்குள் மலர்வதற்கு உங்களுடைய உயிர் உணர்வை சென்று தொட வேண்டும். உங்களுடைய உயிர் உணர்வை சென்று தொட்டால் இந்த மந்திரத்தினால் உங்களுடைய மனமும் உடலும் உங்கள் உணர்வு முழுமையும் மலரும். அதுக்கான ஞான ரசவாதத்தை தான் செய்ய போறேன். முதல்ல 3 முறை நான் சொல்ல சொல்ல இந்த மந்திரத்தை முழுமையாக தெளிவாக உச்சரியுங்கள். நான் சொல்ல சொல்ல உச்சரிங்க. ஓம் ஹாம் ஹௌம் சிவாய நமஹ. ஓம் ஹாம் ஹௌம் சிவாய நமஹ. ஓம் ஹாம் ஹௌம் சிவாய நமஹ.
நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. 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 மலமது கொண்ட மனத்தினால் சச்சக்கர கமலம் எல்லாம் கவிழ்ந்ததே. ஆதாரம் ஏழும் மலர்ந்திட இங்கு அண்ணாமலை நீ வர வேண்டும். கற்பனை கொண்டு கவிழ்ந்தது இங்கு மூலாதார சக்கரமிது. உன் திருமுகம் கண்டு மலர்ந்திட இங்கு திருவருள் செய்ய அருளவே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. பயமது கண்டு பயந்தே இங்கு சுவாதிஷ்டானம் அது மூடியே. சுதந்திர உணர்வை சொற்பமும் இன்றி காணாமல் போய் கலங்கினோம். நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே அபயம் என்றிங்கு அபயம் அளித்து உன் அருளினால் யம பயமதும் எங்கும் இருந்து எங்களை காத்து யமபயம் போக்கி அருளவே சுந்தர முகம் நின்னை கண்டதும் சுவாதிஷ்டானம் மலர்ந்ததே கருணை தேவனே உன் கரம் பட்டு அபாயம் நீங்கியே அருளினோய் நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே கவலைகள் இங்கு காரிருள் போல கமண்டல தடைத்த கங்கை போல் மணிப்பூரகத்தில் மையம் கொண்டத கமலம் எல்லாம் கவிழ்ந்ததே கற்பனை தன்னை கடந்த தேவனே சொற்பதம் கொண்ட சுந்தரா நித்யனே நின் முகம் கண்டதும் கவலை எல்லாம் காணாமலே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே உன் கலங்கிய பின்னர் என் கண்கள் இன்னோரிடம் கலங்கினால் இது உனக்கழகோ என் தாய் குணம் உன் பதம் காண வேணுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே மணிப்பூரகத்தில் மையம் கொண்டு நின் மாதவம் செய்த தேவனே எண்ண ஓட்டங்கள் நின்னை நாடிட நித்யனே நின் பதம் வேணுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே ஆலகாலத்தை கண்டத்தில் கட்டி நீலகண்டன் என்பது நின் சூலம் கொண்டிட்ட சூட்சமத்தாலே உலகெல்லாம் இங்கு உணர்ந்ததே உண்பதும் விஷமாயினும் உன்பதம் கண்டதும் உணவாகுமே உணவினால் வரும் தோஷம் எல்லாமே உனை நினைந்திட ஓடுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே மணிப்பூரகத்தை மலரச் செய்திடும் மூன்று வகையும் உண்பதோ முறையிட்டேன் குருநாதனே என் குறை தீர்த்திட நீ வந்திடு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே அடுத்தவர் தன்னை மனதிலே எண்ணி அனகதமும் மூடியே அன்பினை நானும் தேடி தேடிய இதயம் நொந்திங்கு கெட்டனன் மூடிய நாகதத்தை நின் திருமுகம் திறக்கவே சூரியன் கண்ட தாமரை போல நின் சுந்தர திருமுகம் கண்டதோ என் இதயமும் மலர்ந்திங்கே கவிழ்ந்ததே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. சந்திரன் கண்ட அல்லியை போல நின்முகம் கண்ட என் மனம் சந்திரன் கண்ட குமுதமே போல நின்பதம் கண்ட என் மனம் நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நின்முகம் நீனைந்து இங்கு நிர்மலமாகவே ஆனதே இதய சக்கரம் அனகதமும் இனிமையோடு திறந்ததே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. மற்றவர் கண்டு மறைகள் எல்லாம் கழன்று விசுத்தி அதுவும் அசுத்தியாய் பொறாமையோடிங்கு ஏக்கத்தோடப்பா புண்ணியம் எல்லாம் போனதே எரிந்தவாயிரும் ஏக்கமும் சேர்த்து விசுத்தி அசுத்தியானதே விசுத்தியை தீர்க்க விமலனின் பதம் விரைந்து இங்கு வரவேணுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. ஆமை பூகுந்த எண்ணகந்தினை பொறாமை பூகாது காக்கவே காவல்காரனாய் வந்திட உன்னை அவளோடு அழைக்கிறேன் கோபம் எந்தனை தவிர்த்து நீயும் குண பொருளாய் வந்திடவே குன்றில் பிறந்த குணக்குன்றே நித்யா நிஜமாய் சுத்த குன்றேவா நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. சுத்தி எல்லாம் கடந்திய சுத்தாதீதமே ஞானதே சுத்த பரவெளி சுகமாய் வீட்டிற்கும் நித்தியனே உன் பதம் வேணுமே அழுக்கெல்லாம் தீர்க்கும் அமலன் ஞான விசுத்தியை சுத்தமாக்கவே சுத்தமோன பரம்பொருள் நித்யன் சுத்த சத்பாதம் வேணும் வேணுமே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. சக்தி சாகரம் விசுத்தி என்றீடில் சக்கரம் அடைந்து போனதால் கடலெல்லாம் இங்கு கிணறாய் மாறிய அழுக்கு அத்தனை அடைந்ததே. கொண்டமாலம் எல்லாமும் இங்கு விமலநாத பதம் தொட்டு அசுத்தம் போய் இங்கு விசுத்தியாயிட சுத்திநாதன் விமலனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. மாயகந்தனில் மனமும் அழிந்திங்கு அங்கே சக்கரம் மூடவே. உன் பதம் நினைக்க உன் கணம் நினைக்க ஒரு கணம் இங்கு அருள் செய்வாய். நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. உன்முக்கண்களை திருக நோக்கிட என் கண் தீரக்கும் என் எம்பியே. அங்கே தன்னை அலரவை தீட்ட அற்புத ஞான நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. தீபவடிவாய் உலகினில் திருவுரு கொண்ட தேவனே. தீப தியானமே ஆங்ஞையை திறக்கும் என்றருள் செய்து காத்தவா. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. திருப்தியோடிங்கு அதிருப்தியோடிங்கு சகசிரமிங்கு அழியவே. ஆனந்தம் ஒன்றே வழி என்று சொன்ன அற்புத வெட்ட மோனமே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. வாழ்வில் வளங்கள் எல்லாமே வழங்கிய சத்குருவின் பதம் வேணுமே. சரணம் சரணம் என்று சொல்லிய நன்றி சொல்லிட கற்றிடும். நன்றி தன்மையே நல்ல தியானமாய் நமக்கு சொல்லிய நாதனே. உன் துணையின்றி இந்த 7 சக்கரங்கள் எப்படி உயிர் கொள்ளுமோ. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே. வெட்ட வேளையில் வேதாந்த சூழல் மோனப்போருளாய் ஆனவா சத்குரு நின் பதமே சாட்சியாய் சத்தியம் ஒன்று சொல்லுவேன் நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே திருப்படி ஒரு கணம் பட எழு சக்கரம் எழுந்திடும் அது ஒன்றில்லையில் அத்துணை தவம் எத்துணை மாத்திரம் என்று சொல் நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே ஆனந்தம் ஒன்றே அற்ப ஞானத்தை ஒக்கிடும் வழி என்றனை சொற்ப ஞானத்தை அழித்து நீ இங்கு சுகபரம் காட்ட வேணுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே மதங்கள் அனைத்தும் மண்டியிடும் உண்மை அடைந்தேடு திங்கு தந்தவா கடையனுக்கு அருள் செய்திட நித்யானந்த குரு வந்தவா நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே கமலம் ஏழும் மலர்ந்திட ஞான தியானங்கள் தந்த விமலனே நின்பதம் ஒன்றும் நின்மனம் ஒன்றும் நின் பெயர் ஒன்றும் போதுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே கமலங்கள் கடந்த ஞான பெருவெளி நித்ய தேவனே விமலநாத சத்குரு நின் பாதம் ஏழு கமலன் திறக்குமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே
In the year 2017, on this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that if he hadn't started his public mission, he would be a pujari. The Amrita, the burning sensation, the burning sweetness that flows from the Sahasrara Chakra in moments of pure divine communion, flows during an integrated puja. He also revealed a huge gift he is giving to all who accepted him as Guru. A free puja kit, Guru Padakas, and manual on how to do puja.
Nithyanandeshwara Sadashiva Samaramba Nithyanandeshwari Adishakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahans, Mahans, Tanedar, Kotari, visitors, viewers, sitting with us all over the world at this time through Nithyananda TV, Facebook Live, through hundreds of Adinavasis channels, YouTube Live, and through two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha all over the world. Cities sitting with us through two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha, long list. So I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Let me continue to expand on some more deeper truths about choices and freedom. Understand, yesterday I was explaining in the webinar the physicality, thinking within the box is bondage, thinking outside the box is choices, breaking the box is creativity, realizing box is the hoax is freedom. Then the psychology of freedom and choices. Opinions form the foundation of choices. Truth forms the foundation of freedom. Opinions form the foundation of choices. Truths form the foundation of freedom. Listen. Now, I'm going to precisely give you the understanding of tattva of freedom and choices. Listen. If you choose from the short perceptions you have, it is called choices. If you play with the whole, with the larger perception, beyond anything you can imagine to choose, it is called freedom. Listen, you have access to only one plane. In that 2000 items are available in front of you as choices. And you choose. This is the life of choices. You have access to all the 11 planes. You are playing. The playing itself is so beautiful. You neither have time nor have interest to choose because there is so much. That is called freedom. Understand, I am not selling any theories. I'm selling you, not even selling, sharing with you the reality. Opinion-based Lifestyle, of course, provides you a lot of choices, but reduces your very ability of perception. Engrossed in 2000 choices in front of you, you miss 11 dimensions. Each one of them have some few million choices. Listen to this truth. If you are engrossed with 2000 choices in front of you, and the opinions you form about those choices, you miss very badly possibility of that multi-dimensional universe. Very recently, there was an article in Facebook. I do not know how many of you read. Our brain is constructed to perceive extraordinary dimensions. Still, scientists are exploring. I don't know how many of you read. Few days before the article went viral in Facebook. The construct of the brain has capacity to perceive multiple dimensions of the universe. Of course, now only the science is trying to touch that, also just surface of the iceberg, tip of the iceberg. Our rishis have gone to the depth and they have described elaborately. Today morning I was reading some of the Tantra literature. Tantra literatures are also part of Agama, teachings of Sadashiva. Two important concepts I wanted to share from the Tantras I was reading today morning, which was also resonating with my personal experience. Understand the opinions like love, hatred, those signals occupy such large space in your brain. They form like a fort and do not let you see beyond the wall.
In the year 2019, on this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, during the Everyday Life public talk, the Nithyananda Satsang, revealed the space of Samadhi of Devi Parashakti, Meenakshi, and Sundareshwara Paramashiva, literally possessing his body and showering the whole universe with auspiciousness. He exclaimed how the Shyamalapita serving in Peetham is evolving in an amazing way, with the exact lifestyle that once flourished being revived. Advanced powers are getting revealed and manifested, including the power of Lahima, as demonstrated by few Yuvarajas moving a 1-ton deity of Bhikshatana from ground to top floor in SSJP. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also declared that anyone who comes there and receives Annadan will be healed of all diseases and disorders. In the year 2020, on this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on the cosmic principle of enlightenment during the Everyday Life public talk, Nithyananda Satsang. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also received all delegates and blessed them with intense initiation during the courtyard session with many revelations from Lord Kalabhairava. The darshan for today was the Ashtabhairava Bhava Smart Darshan. And so now with this, we come to the end of this segment, where we're going to be talking about the Paramashivoham Level 3 program, which is going to be happening for the second time this year after 3 years. The program is taking place from July 30th to August 3rd and is the most awaited program with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Paramashivoham is an immersive 21-day awakening event to teach you the science of manifesting the ultimate consciousness in you. This Paramashivoham manifests the deeper experiences of 25 states of consciousness, vertical time zones, and power manifestation. To learn more about the program or to register yourself for this grand event, you can visit the following link, kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. And so now with this, we come to the end of this segment, and we are going to now prepare ourselves to receive the supreme fount of Hinduism for the everyday Nityananda Satsang. We request everyone viewing us live to please sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your Ananda Gandha. Visualize the supreme fount of Hinduism, Swamiji, residing in your Ananda Gandha as Paramashivoham, with the 25 heads and 50 hands. Now, start chanting the Mahavakya mantra, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and allow the mantra to reverberate throughout the entire room. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Today, the initiation is for Sahaja Samadhi. Please understand. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, a deep unclutching, when it becomes part of your biomemory, even during your whole day of work, if you reside in the same state, that is called Sahaja Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi becoming Sada Nirvikalpa Samadhi is Sahaja Samadhi. Now, I am literally going to pour with the grace of Paramashiva. I am going to pour Akasa Bhairava